Going on, Geekdom? This is my review over the movie Weapons. I had watched it this past Saturday. So this review is going to have some spoilers. I'm going to try my best to do light spoilers, not major spoilers or anything regarding it. But there will be some stuff that I talk about. There might be a little like light spoilers as far as just to explain certain things of why I like certain aspects of the film. Or why I dislike certain aspects. Yeah, let's get right into this. This film is about a teacher whose class is majority gone. They're missing 17 kids. The teacher is blamed for the kids being missing, even though, I'm gonna talk about it. I'll talk about it. But yeah, she's blamed for the kids being missing, and different things unfold that are strange as far as just this happening around her or with the lone kid that's still there at the school. So I'm gonna leave it at that as far as just how the story is and what the story is about. But the movie does follow several characters, which I do like how that editing and stuff worked out. So it follows Justine, who's the teacher, Archer, who's the father of one of the kids. I think his name was Matthew. Also follows Marcus, who's the principal. It follows Alex, who's the student that was left by himself. He wasn't one of the kids that disappeared. It also follows Paul, who's a homeless drug addict. So those are the characters this movie will follow at different points of the film. And I thought that was an interesting way to go about it, especially telling the story the way they were telling the story. I thought it brought something different than we have been seeing as far as this horror stuff goes. But it's definitely an interesting element as far as just how they play out the story. Now, I like the film. I'm just straight up just go about that. I like the film. I thought the film did excellent when it comes to a lot of things, but there's a lot of stuff as far as just the story that I still feel like is open, that we didn't get a conclusion on or information on. But it is really, really good. The shots are really, really good in this film. Yeah, there's going to be some elements that I'm going to end up saying. There's going to be a little spoilers to say why I like certain things when it comes to the film. But it's a lot. It's a lot to really do like about it. And I thought they did an excellent job with it. Zach Cregger, he did Barbarian, which was another one, which was an unexpected element as far as just what happened with the film. They really did flip that movie around. And I kind of feel like they did the same with this. Because it's something that you're not expecting when it comes to the events that do happen. But it definitely leaves you open to trying to guess what is going on. And until the moments that you see and you get it, then you start going, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, yeah, that works. But yeah, it still leaves a lot of stuff open though that I was like, I really do wish I knew the information on that they didn't keep in the film. I don't know if they tried to use it and then they just edited it out, certain stuff, but because that does happen. Rotten Tomatoes, I think, has it was 90 something. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes right now currently has it at a 95. Audience score is at 87. Which is good. It's really, really good. I think I lean more towards... I would have given it probably a 90. I lean more towards... I want to say the audience score. But I probably would have gave it a 90. Because it was really, really good. But it's just some stuff I wish they would have explained that we didn't really get in the film. IMDb has it at an 8.0, which is awesome. That means it's a really good movie, and I definitely would put it as a top contender as far as horror goes, especially this year. I would definitely put it above Together. I would like to say that it's better than Bring Her Back. I want to say it's definitely tough. This is definitely going to be a tough pick for me when it comes to the end of the year when I pick my top 10 horror films. When it comes to number one, number two, number three, and number four, I think it would definitely be pretty tough to state. But Weapons is definitely a top contender of horror this year. It definitely is a top contender. So yeah, you should watch it if you haven't watched it yet. I'm hoping it does well in the box office. We still got a little time to see here. But yeah, I'm hoping it does well. So this is going to be the spoiler portion, the light spoilers. So if there's some stuff you don't want to know about the film, this would be a good time to end. But I thank y'all all for jumping on who is ending right now. So yeah, things to really like about this film. Again, I said the editing. The editing worked out so well for it. I thought it was an interesting and nice choice to go with. How they're telling the story and using the different characters, especially the scenes and stuff, when they go back to certain parts and it's the perspective of the other character versus, the other one that we already had seen, like Justine and Archer. We get the two different perspectives. Yeah, it's definitely definitely wild as far as the story goes. I like the story. It's a lot of things that was just clever. It was cleverly done and different from a lot of horror films. I haven't felt like this interested in a horror film since Hereditary. The heightened scores when it comes to stuff that is gonna be terrifying was definitely there. You always are guessing what is about to happen. You're not for sure. A whole bunch of scenes leave you at the tip of your seat. Like it's definitely it's some breath holding moments. It's definitely some breath holding moments that I was not expecting, and I was getting frustrated with characters because I was like, oh my gosh. But it was definitely fun, enjoyable. It is what you want in a horror film. The gore, I think, worked out pretty nicely. It looked like practical effects for a lot of it, which I do like. I like more practical effects than I do visual and special effects like that. Like CGI and stuff. I rather in horror, I rather practical effects than the CGI stuff in horror. Make my stuff look real. Let me quench in my seat. I really do want to just be freaked out while watching a horror film. But yeah, those are definitely things to really just love about it. There was a scene when it comes to even the shooting, the cinematography was really good. There was a scene. This is not a major spoiler. I'm gonna try to make it not that big of a spoiler, but there's a camera follow shot behind a child that is running, and my gosh, that was so freaking awesome to freaking see. That shot was definitely unexpected. I was not expecting that whatsoever for that shot to happen the way they did it in the scene. So it was like to follow that child that way while they're running. I was like, this is so damn cool. But I was like, they had to have stunt doubles for these children or something, because it's a lot of just stuff that I'm like, damn. It looked like they went pretty hard in this. So it's like, man, it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting when it came to it. Things I didn't like. I want to say it's just points of the stories and stuff that didn't make sense too much, or I think that they kind of went with the safe route a bit with it. I would have. I kind of feel like it's not really that believable just because of stuff that we're already used to, and as far as just reality goes, our reality. And this is gonna be another spoiler portion, but there's a cop named Paul. He's one of the characters that we do follow. So I screwed up. I think at the beginning of the talk. Um, I think I called the homeless drug addict Paul when the homeless drug addict is James. So I apologize about that. I apologize about that. But yeah, Paul deals with James in the movie a lot. And there was some stuff in there that I'm like, bro, why did you go the route that you? Because I feel like he would have got away with a lot, especially having him qualified immunity. I think Paul would have got away with a lot of different stuff that he was freaking out about. One was supposed to be like police brutality type of deal, but I feel like he would have got away with it because he got poked by a needle. If y'all familiar with police officers, they ask you, do you have something in your pockets that would poke me, stick me, or, you know. And he tells James that. James says no, he doesn't have anything in his pockets. He reaches into his pocket and he gets stuck. And he gets upset. And so yeah, police brutality happens. He freaks out because it's being recorded. And I was like, well, you know how much bullcrap police get away with? To me, that was a honestly reasonable freak out anyways. Because I probably would have done the same thing because of what he got poked by. I probably would have been out of my head that same moment as well. Because I'm like, it's definitely an understandable crash out. definitely an understandable crash out. And then it happens to him again later on in the story. And I'm surprised he didn't murk old dude. Because what James did to him near like the... I don't want to say like near the end of the movie, but... Yeah, there was during the near the end part of James's story. Yeah, it's another time of James just because I'll try my best not to spoil it too much, but there's something else that happens with him and the cop had a very good reason to crash out. And I would have expected him to have been gone. I would have expected James to have lost his life that day by the cop. Because, man, Paul was going through a lot. Paul was going through a lot in his life. And it definitely would have been a crash out that I would have been like, you know what? He's going through a lot. And this just happened to him. I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it happening. It's like, man, it's like it shouldn't happen to where that would be the case. It shouldn't. But when it comes to how cops typically are, I definitely see that happening to where he would have lost his life that day. James, the homeless drug addict. Whew, it's moments of like that that kind of like threw me off, and then you have some stories with the antagonist of the story. There's some things that was not explained that I wish that we known as far as just the abilities and stuff of what's going on. So there's some elements that happens with the antagonist of the story that it kind of left me confused as far as just all the capabilities this antagonist has. Try not to spoil stuff as best I can, but so once I start this video at this point real quick to add in a couple things that after sitting and thinking and really processing the movie a lot more than the day that I actually watched it, because when I first recorded this was the same day that I had watched the film. So after processing a little bit, sitting on it, there are a lot of the elements of the stories I think didn't work well for this movie, the thing that we had talked about was the investigation portion of the film. I think there's a lot of things that could have been different for it or would have made it a lot better. So I'll probably change my percentage to more of the audience is probably like a 86, 85, around that portion, just because of thinking about a lot more of the story when it comes to the investigation portion. They needed a detective perspective, I think, when it came to understanding the investigation portion a lot more. I understand we went with the father who was doing the investigation, but I don't even think that's enough for you to figure out that it is Alex's house that they had went to. The father only went to one child's home to get their footage of the kid running, their child running into the woods or whatever, away from their house, to see exactly what direction they were going. And then you have the crossing of the two lines, and then he just made a huge circle. That's not enough. That's not enough for me to go which house that they're probably going to, or what location that they're probably going to. I would think that you would need more footage or more kids and more lines to go, hey, in this circle, this is where they probably were. So yeah, after thinking about it a bit, it's a lot about the Paul, the cop. I didn't like when it comes to the story. I think some aspects of the antagonist I didn't too much get, but this is just because the information wasn't given to the audience that much. I'm not gonna knock them for that harshly. It's just stuff I wish I would have known. But the investigation portion, I will say that one needed to be a lot better. The investigation of the kids, I think, should have been a lot cleaner. Yeah, this antagonist has some things that's going on, and there's some of the things doesn't typically add up to how fast or certain elements of how certain stuff works in a movie. So it's like there's some confusion to me on that. But yeah, there's some things that just left me confused of just how certain stuff worked in the realm that we're in, whether the movie is placed in. It's definitely a good story, but it's some elements I just wish they kind of explained a lot more, delved deep into a lot more. But at some point I will talk about it, hopefully, where we can get those spoilers down. But yeah, definitely good film, enjoyable. Check it out. Definitely a top contender for this year's horror if you're really into horror. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. If you like this video, please put liking the video. If you'd like to subscribe to see some more of my reviews and reactions and stuff, please do. Thank you all so much for jumping on and giving me a try. I really do appreciate it. Please do take care of yourselves and others. Peace, geekdom.